My book is an account of the clash between different cultures and the adaptation for survival.
You're watching the Spotlight Network, starring Hollywood's newsman, Logan Crawford.
They now believe a single member.
He works with TV and film legends. And now, Logan's shining the spotlight on the world's top emerging authors and creators.
International were abducted.
This is Spotlight with Logan Crawford, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
What happens when an ordinary life is pushed through extraordinary pain, survival, mental illness, and fate? I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we are joined by a terrific author. Her name is Liem, and she has penned a powerful book. It is called From Vietnam to Hawaii, A Spiritual Journey. Her book tells the real story of her life as an immigrant, a registered nurse, mother, and woman of faith who found healing and strength through God while facing overwhelming personal struggles. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today. We thank the team at Bookside Press for helping us put her on TV today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Linda, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Sure.
Sure, wonderful. Let's ask you a couple of questions about your book. What inspired you to write from what inspired you to write From Vietnam to Hawaii?
This is the story of my life. I'm sure it wouldn't have happened the way it did had I stayed back in my original country and followed the usual course of an average woman living in a traditional culture. Except for a few details in the book, this is the true account of what happened to me. And I had the need to unburden myself of the weight of the negative feelings which sat on me for so long. The book relates my experiences, yet it reads as a novel because of those experiences which are so unbelievable that most people who read the book think it comes from my imagination. Some of those experiences come from my encounters with the beyond, and with time it led me to miracles which can only come from God. So, yeah, that's how the book came to life.
Wonderful. How long did it take you to write this book?
When I first started with the book, I only had the intention to write about my experiences, to unburden myself. But it was such a painful endeavor that I stopped. Then, when the need to get my story out became too much for me to deal with, I sat down and wrote again. The whole process has taken me maybe 15, 20 years. Off and on. Of course, my life as a nurse raising 2 kids by myself was very busy. So I could only write bits and pieces. And it was only until I retired that I had the time to pull everything together. That's when I had to figure out how to fit the chapters together for the story to develop in a way that made the readers want to continue to read until the end. An interesting detail of the book came from the Holy Spirit. After I came to know Jesus, he told me to put an epigraph at the beginning of each chapter. Those epigraphs are pulled from Vietnamese folklore, literature, and songs, and also from the Bible towards the end. And they make for a nice introduction and a summary of the chapter. So that's a feature of the book that is poetic and unusual at the same time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What message do you hope readers will take away?
I don't have any ambition to share any big thoughts or moral teachings with the reader. I simply just wanted to share my life. I went through so many incredible experiences that I knew my life was much out of the ordinary and worth sharing. Then feedback came to me. People who read the book told me it was a riveting account. They also were taken by the conclusion, describing the forgiveness process, which reconciled me to the difficulties that I went through. I'm sure every life is faced with valleys of despair, even to the point of considering suicide. I'm sure that even those blessed with fame, success, and money have episodes of struggles. The message in this book, though not intended, is to hang in there and hope for things to change. Life is not static. Resolutions will come. Whether they lead to improvements or disasters depend on our reactions. This is when my book takes on a surreal appearance. Faced with so much heartache, I retreated into mental illness. Interestingly, my training in medical and nursing schools gave me the clarity of mind to record my experiences with what happened in my mind during those episodes of mental illness. This resulted in descriptions of out-of-the-body experiences. They happened at night and took on the fantastic character of worms dancing and morphing into multicolor flashes, or during the day, scenes of soldiers climbing the walls in the suburbs of Hawaii. It was very fortunate that those episodes, which I described in the book, gradually brought me to the presence of the Lord. Then my life changed. Not immediately, but gradually, I learned a new way of reacting to events in an intelligent and loving way, the way the Bible teaches. That's the message that I hope readers will take away, that Jesus saved me from a life of despair, and that what he did for me, he can do for anyone in this world. It only takes a recognition that by ourselves, we cannot manage as well as with his guidance.
Very, very powerful. Why do you believe this book is needed at this time?
Well, we live at a time when the world has shrunk into a global village.
Mhm.
There's a tremendous mix of cultures. News which took months to reach other parts of the world now are posted on the internet in real time. There's a need to understand people from various backgrounds and work together for the common good. My book is an account of the clash between different cultures and the adaptation for survival. The Vietnamese character has been shaped by centuries of fighting against the invaders from other countries. It resulted in a character of steel, at the same time in mistrust of foreigners. When I set foot in Hawaii, it was a delight to discover other cultures. There are people here who have lived without war for generations. Their outlook on life is much simpler and trusting, and they are a delight to interact with. I had the privilege to be their nurse, be they Samoan, Hawaiian, Caucasian, Korean, Filipino, Japanese. In return for my care, I benefited from all the appreciation and love. And I learned from all the aloha that came my way. My book describes some of the interchange of knowledge in the course of my career. It also describes a Hawaii of yesteryear that's not seen by tourists on the beaches or doing hikings. My book talks about the people of Hawaii, people who live in public housing, and they are yet close to the earth. And it has beautiful sceneries of indigenous flora, of breadfruits bearing fruits all year, of sour trees during the summer, of mangoes and lychees, and of course, coconuts swaying in the breeze. When I talk about Vietnam, the chapters at the beginning of the book describe scenes of war in Vietnam, complete with flares descending onto Saigon, soldiers fighting in the streets. And I worked in a hospital at that time. So there's description of what the hospitals did with the wounded that were brought into. And I think because of all these descriptions that are very vivid, also descriptions of the worms that sprang into my life, and the visions that I had during my mental illness, that should make for an interesting movie, don't you think?
I do. I think it'd be very interesting. Very interesting. Let me ask you this before we leave you today. Who is Corky?
Corky.
Yeah.
Well, to this date, I really don't know who he is. When he first appeared to me, I thought he was the devil personified. Because whenever he appeared, there was a lot of pain that I suffered. One night, the name of Corky was etched on my eyelids. And those nights, I didn't sleep very much. And then he explained to me that Corky is a cork, the shape of a cork. And that cork has a point, and similar to the point of a nail. So whenever he appeared, that cork would enter my skin and produced unbearable pain. So after a month of it, I couldn't stand it anymore. And I didn't know what to do, where to go for rescue. So it finally dawned on me to pray to Jesus. And do you know, after I prayed to Jesus, the pain disappeared.
Wonderful.
There was no more pain. That's when I received Jesus into my heart. And the incredible thing is that Corky remained. The pain disappeared, but Corky remained, and he remained as a counselor, a friend who provided advice, and comforting words, understanding words. So that helped change my life for the better. I believe that he may be the Holy Spirit that the Bible talks about. You know, that Jesus promised he would send to people who come to know him. So, yeah, that's
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, it's a fascinating story. It's a wonderful book. The name of the book is From Vietnam to Hawaii, A Spiritual Journey.
oh, I
It is a
have it here.
Yep, there's the book. It is a true story of immigration, motherhood, mental illness, grief, faith, and the search for healing through God's help in life's most difficult moments. Linda, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I thank you very much for this interview. Yeah, I'm so pleased and honored to meet you.
I'm honored to meet you as well. Pleased to have you on the show. Wonderful work on this book. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time.